Hi, welcome back. So I'm Erin, and I like to make stuff. If you're joining for the first time, thank you so much for being here. And I'd just like to introduce myself and kind of recap what I've been working on while everybody's coming in and joining the chat. So on day 4 of doing some custom sneakers, so I have these
the time to answer humankind's greatest challenge.
Nike SB Dunk Lows that I am with the HKS livery. So let me go ahead and show you that inspiration. So that's the inspiration, and this is a shoe that it's actually in collaboration with my husband, because he's the one that designed the original shoe and prototype, and this is an example of that shoe. So yeah, I've already done one prototype. Now I'm putting it on the lows, because this is going to be a pair for me to wear. So yeah, I'm Erin. I like to make stuff, and of making the shoe from start to finish. Creative, I think just showing up and working is so important. So this is a really a place for me to show up, allow myself just to focus and work, but also process, because there's so many amazing creatives out there. But I'm also really interested in like the whole process of making something. And I am 4 days in, and well, this is day 4, 11 hours into these shoes. So on the next color on the left shoe. So hopefully by the end of this week, the left shoe will be done, and next week I will get started on the right shoe. So started. So yesterday I finished with the green and using stencils for making the green part of the HKS design. And I want to start on the purple, but I do have the stencils, and I know I said I was going to share how I make the stencils. So the first time that I didn't have like a sticker or vinyl printer for making the stencils, so instead I used like a plastic file folder case that's flexible and pliable, and I took the HKS livery on a paper document, just printed it out on a printer, and like just some plastic, and then I used my I traced with a Sharpie, my X-Acto knife to cut out and make a plastic template. And then that is what I used on these shoes to myself the outline so that I could kind of hand paint everything. Did use an airbrush to try to do that, but it wasn't great. So I ended up just getting the basic outline and then hand painted everything. So on these, I'm using a stencil, like a vinyl stencil that I'm printing, vinyl printer, in order to help speed up that process. Another thing you could also do would be to take, whether it's electrical tape or masking tape, you could do a similar, if you wanted something sticky, you could do this similar where you lay this out and then cut, do something similar where you have this, but then the tape goes under, actually sort of your own sticker. It would be more labor intensive, but it might be quicker or just another way to tackle shoes. So I'm going to show you how easy it is if you have a printer to print some stencils, and that way, you know, you can decide if this if you have the budget to do that, then, and you're going to be doing, it requires a lot of stencils, that investment, but knowing that if that's not part of your budget, many times there's always a cheaper option, but usually the option just takes longer. So it's just a matter of balancing, you know, budget is and how much you can afford for the equipment that you're using versus time you're really spending. So just some 2 cents there. So I'm gonna set this shoe aside right now. I'll get it. Put it here so we can kind of see. We at least can see it. Keep us inspired, right? So I have the Cricut. I think that's how you say it. So I have the Cricut Joy. Was a wonderful friend, and so I have sets of vinyl, and I did the same thing on. Basically, I'm using the 2 colors to differentiate between the mirror view of the stencil that I'm doing. So go straight on into. Okay, I'm gonna go into my Cricut account where I already have loaded up some designs into my Cricut, and I just did a copy and paste. So I have just the small HKS here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit make it. On a mat, because that is what I have to work with. Tells me how big. So I'm going to, so something that I have to do, I'm actually cutting on this vinyl pieces that I have are a little bit wider what the actual machine wants to cut. I already cut these ones down. So yeah, so I've already cut the purple ones down because putting the vinyl, so it has to be, it can't be any wider than this. But the vinyls that I bought, centimeters or a quarter, I think that's 5 centimeters, off, so I have to cut that down. So just so happens that the instruction guide for the Cricut is the exact same size as the width of the vinyl that's needed. I don't know, but it is. So what I just do, so this is just part of preparing. Or permanent marker. metal straight edge, have my larger X-Acto knife. And I end up doing to line this up, but I actually just used the instructions to give me my line of knowing how wide I need it to be. So I don't think I'm to, because I'm going to be able to fit a lot more of the small design onto one of these sheets versus the large. So I think I'm probably only these per print. So is done with. I use my straight edge. Now I gotta move my mat so I have a full piece of it. I try to use the grid on the cutting board as much as I can, but I use the metal straight edge to line up my, and I use my X-Acto to go ahead and just give it. I like to use a metal straight edge because I feel like it's safest, because if for some reason I skip, it's going to stop the blade. Also, like if you try to use plastic or cardboard, the cut into it. So it really is better to use some sort of metal straight edge. Any sort of blade to cut anything down on these mats. If you've ever had an issue with that, I think metal is the best thing to use. Like I said, I already did this on the purple ones. So I don't think I'm going to need this guy anymore. I always retract my blade. So these are now done. I have my circuit cutter that I will set up so that way everybody can see what's happening here. It's a pretty cool process. So more people. I don't think I need. Okay. So now I'm going to go into the Cricut. It's hard for me to see this because these are such a dark color. So it's really interesting. Even though you set everything up in a document, it tells you how big a piece of material size is. And so what I end up doing, don't cut it down yet, full size of it, pages, but I don't end up I just want the if I remember how to do this. But then I end up having to position these. So I have these designs, and even in my doc I positioned them. Hard to see. They give me, I don't know why they're so dark. It's so hard to see this. I feel like, I'm sure there's a setting somewhere, but oh, it's a mirror, so I don't even have to do that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Didn't realize they have that. Learned something new. I'm going to hide this one because if I do shift, I can move it around. So I'm actually going to go, I already had these vertical. I don't know why they switched it. So, okay, I'm going to cancel. I can barely see what I'm doing here. Yes, I know. Project not found. I understand. Okay, my projects. So I have them already vertical, but whenever they put them whenever they put it in here, you have to like redo it. Oh, okay. I need to give myself a little bit of space, so that's why I move these around, and then they don't fit exactly the same, even though I already spaced them on my document, which is why I feel like just put them in, but rearrange them when you play. It's kind of interesting. An interesting system that I don't quite understand, but whatever. So, and I'm squinting because it's black on. You know what? Project. I want. Why is this? Okay. So let me see if I can. Okay, let's make them gray. Thank you. This makes a lot more sense. I'm going to be able to see them now. Look at the big brain on me. So this is like the workspace. There's a lot of really good, I have a Cricut. There's a lot of good tutorials out there. Just go on YouTube. There's so many. Search, find it. It's not that difficult to now I can see him better. Holy goodness. So I just have to space these so like as I cut them out, I have enough space. Around them to kind of my border like that. You know, I cut them out so that way. Okay, so it looks like I can fit 6 comfortably. The same grid as is on the mat that I put them on. Now I can move these all the way out to the end because the red is side. So how it's gonna go this whole time I haven't been sharing my screen. Yay! Sorry. Okay. All right. So outline on my screen is basically it's just going to be, let's see, default pressure. The asking me to load the material. I'll show you here when I load the material, what it does is it pulls it in. And then it says it's ready to go. So we're gonna hit go. What's really cool is it's preparing it. And so it's actually really easy. Vinyl's printed It's really easy to get vinyls printed if you're using your little. So this is kind of what I'm just going to be working on. Get all of this printed, and then keeping up, and I'll get. So that's today's plan live. Sometimes it's a little confusing. And then explain it, I get a little confused, a little discombobulated, but figure it out. It is complete. I'm going to unload and there we go. So I've unloaded it. Give me more space. I'm going to peel it off of little grip that it gives you. And then from here, the next print, what I actually do is I use my mat board here. I just find a line to line, and then I'm going to I'm just going to make sure I have enough of a border side of these guys, so I can see it, but then since I'm right-handed, and so I'm never going to cut on the injure myself since I'm right-handed. But if you're left-handed, you would want to cut on the left side. Of 6 sheet, and then left over, and I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it directly onto this, but I'm going to pay attention to exactly where it falls. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. And when I kind of hit this, it's just above this. I want to know that when I come back, I say, okay, I want to go ahead and redo this. So I finish this, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and hit make this again. And I'm doing it on a mat, right? And I guess this is one of those things where I have to kind of redo it each time. So I remember I didn't want this one. So yeah, so I want to hide that one. And then I remember on all of these, I honestly don't know why they don't, however you design it in the design app, you then have to reposition, but I'm going to reposition. So I know it takes 6. These I actually can get rid of, right? Because the max I can do is 6. Yeah, the max that I can do is 6. So instead that exact example. So the thing is though, is that the vinyl that I have, it stops above the 6. So somewhere between 5 and 6, or just below that is where it stops. So if I line the bottom of my stencil up right about here, it's gonna fit onto this smaller piece of vinyl that I have. So I just have to kind of eyeball it and position everything so I feel that I'm gonna have enough space around my vinyls. Weird. Okay. Where I have to do it a little bit different because the space that I'm working within is different, right? It's slightly smaller, so I want to make these so they all fit and I get maximum. I guess this is probably they have you rearrange here. Actually fits me. Actually, I probably could fit one, but I think that's good. It still fits 6, right? So feel pretty good about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit and it is smart removable. Before I load everything, I have to put this directly down. Everything. Load that in, and I know it's not going to cut down it, so, and then I hit go and it prepares it, and then cutting. I'm going to start cutting. I know I'm going to use these today, so I'm just going to start cutting them out. Probably can fit more than I think. Might actually be able to fit 8 on 8, so next time around, get a few more on. Definitely have extra vinyl that I can tell is there. And I still have a decent amount around each of these stencils. Printed. Ask load, so I'm gonna unload. That was 6. So I'm gonna finish 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna hit make it, and it's gonna be on matte. Let's go ahead and arrange these guys. So what worked well last time is, so what time was going a couple vertical there, vertical, and then I'll kind of see where these guys want to fall. So I definitely have, I can tell on, when I peel this off, I tell that I actually have a space over here, so I can bring the print all the way to the edge and not worry, because I'm going to have a good border. So that's what I'm going to do, just so I can maximize, meaning I can go all the way to the edge, plenty of space. I really do think I can fit a lot more than I thought it could fit. I think the last time I took it right to 6 to give me, I have to cut the vinyl because I take a look here at the length, right? The full 6. That gives me just past 5.5. So that tells me that second round I will be going about here. So yeah, I think this first one I can get a few more on. Is to go maybe vertical with them all. Maybe round is all vertical. First round can be all vertical because more space. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and continue. And it is vinyl. Into the machine, into the printer. It is loading. Go. And it should start to print soon. There's a faster way to do it. There probably is, but I don't use to spend time figuring that out. It would take me more time to figure out how to be faster than to just do it this way. save some of these pieces because I think they'll be good if I need the ability to do that transferring like I was doing yesterday. So that is done. Okay. Now look, oh, I have to release it. It always asks for you to. Otherwise, you can't pull it out. So I can tell that, yeah, doing it this way, there's plenty of space. Have a decent border around, other than it did go, well, so let's get this cut down. So this is a 5.5. So if we go ahead and go to, okay. So cancel, because I forgot to remove that last one. Okay. Going to be on a mat. I don't want the second page. This one I know to this one's going to have less as a shorter bit of material. I can still fit 4 up here. And then it's just a matter of, can I fit down here? So, pretty good spacing up top. Right around past 5 is about the lowest I want it to go. I think what I can do, this might be cutting it a little close. Kind of do like a little bit of a diagonal just to fit an extra one on. That'll be good. I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. It's connecting and it's going to want me to load everything. So it's asking me to pick what kind and to go ahead and load my material. And I'm going to go ahead and hit go, and it should start printing. I'm actually going to count how many when I'm doing this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. About 23. 3.5. About 12 per of each version, the regular and the reverse. 6, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so perfect. So I actually, I should have more than enough per shoe. So this kind of go for the right shoe, and I think I'll probably use all of the light pink left shoe. So at least they're all already printed for a round of shoes. And I'm gonna hit complete, unload. Yeah. So magenta ones, I don't think I will end up needing, so those can be saved for the pink ones I can keep cutting out, and we can get started on the purple. So pull down, and then I will, and we're going to do the reverse now at this point in time. So I'm going to go ahead and say finish, and then I will go to my project. I know I know they have a reverse, but I just made a reverse, so I will just customize this. Customize. Project exists on the canvas with unsafe changes. Okay, save. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 is the maximum. So I'm just going to delete this because hopefully that'll make it so the final page. I'm going to hit make it. And then, that's right. We want to make this a lighter color because I could not see black on black. So that helped it so it wasn't doesn't go onto the second page. 1, 2. So this is the inverse. 1, 2. And I think I had it kind of come down to just the number 6 line. That seems to be working well. Okay. Continue on that, and it's going to ask me to load everything in. Final, and I'm going to load it in, and then it should start to print. But I'll probably use all of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut them out. get gooey things, any type of sticker with it. I hate that, because then it has resistance. So I'm like constantly cleaning my scissors. If anybody has any suggestions, how to make your scissors not be gooey when you cut anything that has stickiness on it, let me know. Very curious. Probably just like make a note to Google that. And done. That's right. I always have to go in to the software and unload it. Okay. Yeah, so that looks really good. That off. Our vinyl cut down. Don't want crooked lines. These matte cutting boards are kind of matte cutting. I gotta tell you, these matte cutting are worth it. A good metal straight edge, basic X-Acto, and one of these guys, anytime you need to cut something, I think they're so worth it. Okay, so they are worth the money spent, in my opinion. All right, so let's take a look to see what we got going on next. So we're finished. We're gonna go ahead and hit make it. We're gonna go on a mat. I'm gonna hit done. Then, particular time, let's see. It should already be, I should already know. It is, yep, just past 5.5. I just always double check these things though, because I never know. Carpenter, woodworker, or anybody Dad will tell you. Twice, cut once. Twice, cut once. So I always double check. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It takes an extra second to check it. Okay, this is the second one, so that's right. I want to go this way, and I want to go this way with it. So... about 5.5. So that should there be pretty sufficient here, and then I think I did kind of like a diagonal. And then this guy we said bye to. I'm gonna get final positions. And then it's going to ask me to select what kind. And then it should start to print. spacing looks good. I have space around to make those stencils. So let's get the last one printed. Everything is printed. And come here to my cricket. And gonna finish. I guess make it. Okay, so this is the all the way to number 6. Not too bad to make stencils. Pretty quick. So it's going to ask me to connect this, load my material. Get ready to work. You always got to hit go. Fun to watch it. Again, I love tools. I love tools. I love machines. They are fascinating to me. When I was in college and doing jewelry, a local shop that had like a industrial laser cutter that was you could use to cut metal, you could use to cut plastic. In fact, I had them help me cut a huge piece of copper that I wasn't able to intricately cut because it was a 1/4 inch or 5 centimeters thick, and I couldn't. That I had, and I needed some precision cutting. But it was amazing. This huge machine that like similar to this, like program how to do it, and then it goes in and it's cutting like industrial materials and things. It was the coolest toy ever. Tools, toys, about the same thing for me. Is done. Let me and that's interesting. Like the vinyl itself is a little, you know, I guess it's just from being on there, kind of buckled a little bit, but it's fine. Let's get cut. This purple one I will be able to use for, like I said, the right shoe. Only need the light purple. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, and then I am gonna check to make sure. Yep, we're just a little bit above the 6 and past the 5. So it does look like we go with the last reverse. Gonna be cut on, and then be right around the 5.5. So we have 1, 2. This guy disappears. We do. 3, 4. The count. The count from Sesame Street. 1. 2. That looks pretty good. So it's asking me to connect, pick my vinyl. It's going to ask me to load. And then, okay, it's cutting now. A little close to the edge, but fine. And like I said, I always just have a little baggie to put all the scraps in. So, yeah. I don't want all those scraps laying around everywhere. Are done printing stencils. That unloaded, unload, and I am done with that. I'm finished, and then in this sense, I'm just gonna quit. I I don't need it anymore. That off of my desk. Sure. And that's how easy it is to cut stencils with a cutter. Pretty cool. I think the one is 100 USD. And if that's something that's within your, I think it's a very cool option. The other options would be if you have a local vinyl shop where you can print stickers, able to do this at an inexpensive price so you don't have to invest in the machine itself. Maybe you don't have the space, or you only do maybe it's just a for fun kind of custom that you want to do for yourself. That could be an option. You also could use plastic, take a little bit longer to make your own with tape, which will take a little bit longer, but all of those I think are very viable options for it. I'm going to R back of these. I might even just put an R on the front because I just want to remember that the purple is reversed. Sometimes I forget things. So sometimes I forget what I have done. And with the rest of my stencils, I will put a matte, a piece of the vinyl, because this is really all I use the machine for. I know there's a lot of cool things you can do. This is all I'm using it for. Okay, so it's time to lay down some stencils. I got toothpicks. I have kind of my reference tape. I'm going to use just these prints of these images. I like having a three-dimensional image because if I'm looking at just a two-dimensional, whenever you see three-dimensional, stencil's going to wrap around it. I don't know, for me, three-dimensional to look at. So I like to reference that. And then I do also have the original shoe that I worked on to kind of reference what that is. The last bit of stenciling that I will do is kind of this magenta-y, but on these ones I actually made that with just my electrical tape, and I might find that I might do that again. I felt like that worked. So I might like hand cut those out because the time it takes to put Cricut, cut it, and everything. I might just use, but I'll see when the time comes for that one. A piece of paper that I was just sticking all the stencil outline. I will just keep using that. Okay. Great. So let's see, that is there. Reverse. The pink is my non-reverse. I have my fingernails and I have my handy dandy push those vinyls down into the folded areas. Wow. Coming that easy for me today. I'm a little tongue-tied. So, I think I want to start on the outside of the shoe since I already have the direction going. Okay, I'm cool here, so over this. And I think having it mirror is going to be really cool. Okay. With overlaying, really nice. Hard right now is because I'm going over this okay, there we go. So I had to cut that to allow it to fold over and give me this clean little edge right here. This is gonna be cool. It's just gonna go a little bit into that toe box. Be cool. Only gonna be one I'm gonna have to watch that doesn't lift so I don't get under. I don't get the paint going vinyl. These are a little bit smaller of a stencil, so I'm able to really handle them very well as is without having, the other ones were a little bit bigger, so these ones are a little bit smaller. I don't want to say easier to manage, but did a lot more of the flip-flopping on the prototype shoe that I was working on. So I'm probably doing the same here. I think that's talkative today. I'm just kind of in work mode. Some days I just as many words as other days. So, thanks for sharing this space with me. I do appreciate it. So I'm having a hard time thinking about exactly, I feel like something's gonna have to go over this double, this guy. I don't know if this is the right. Yeah, I feel like something has to go over this negative space.
Man, can you play that again?
That was some brain power. I do think this second set of stencils, though, it really kind of really can. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to say like make or break, but I do think that how I position these does make a huge difference as to the end, how good it looks. So. Actually, I do like how just these are like this, so I don't really want to cover that over. Sorry, I'm coming off camera. There we go. Oh, that's a little bit better. the toe on. I had to cut it on the that wrap, but other than it's not on the diagonal, totally straight instead of like on a diagonal. So I'm gonna have to do it again. Awesome. Try it again. I really like the way that negative black space is, so I'm just trying to figure out how do I cover over it, or do I even want to cover over it? Okay, I feel like that's a little bit better. also going to require some second very round of stencils. Down so that way I can I'm cutting it down so I can fit it around the flap here. Pretty lined up, but I don't know if I like that. Those are pretty top of each other. Because I think I'll be able to break it up with like one of the lines through it, so it'll be good. I thought that you got it. Ay, ay, ay. So something that I'm noticing about the is that I'm having to do a lot more cutting the edges because all the pieces are smaller. I guess just like the smaller the stencil, but it's definitely requiring a little bit more finesse to get it to lay, and it's definitely going to require a little bit more to get paint going underneath. So I might try a technique I read online as I was taking a look, and I mentioned it yesterday, is to use the heat gun to kind of here so that I don't get like the underbleed. Because this still is a lot of stencils, and if everything has a bleed, so I am strategically covering up some really bad areas, so the purple covers over, and then I don't have that cleanup. This one. Probably maybe one right here, maybe a couple tails. And then I think I'm gonna have to paint and then remove them and see if I need like a second round. So I think probably getting might be it. I don't know. I mean, I really would like to at least get all the purple on, but I thought maybe I could get these done. But maybe it'll be more time than that. Yeah, okay. I feel like because I want to overlap, but because of the outline, I want to put something here, but then I have a lot of outline here. So I think kind of waiting and seeing, even in this negative section. So I think it's going to be time to start painting. So I'm just going to take a 5 to kind of clean up and, well, or I could just talk through it. I'm not really in a talkative mood. It's like I used all my words up for the week so far. So many HKS stickers. I kind of like that they're somewhat in the colors. I don't know. I'll sticker bomb some on my laptop. Ooh, that'd be fun. Like, these would make great for like sticker bombs. Like this, all this extra. Kind of cool. Waste not, want not. Where'd that saying come from? Not want not. Curious. Use a commodity or resource carefully and without extravagance, you will never be in need. These ones, like for example. Oh, random curiosity. Okay. Now, so the purple I have is the violet from Angelus is what I'm going to be using. So you can see that it's a big dark purple. I compare it to type, and then also like the logo. So I remember I added a little bit of white to it. I think in this instance, I might have mixed a jar because I do actually bought 2 of them. So I have a whole one. So I have the ability to use a little bit extra. I'm thinking how I want to do this. Hope to have Oh yeah, the last time I worked, I used like little itty bitty jars. And then put my water. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got in terms of paintbrushes, I'm probably going to use the same 2 filberts that I used yesterday. I might end up using the smaller one, but I'll probably just use those filberts because I don't really have or too round as well. And I have a little bit of cotton if I need it. You know, there's always going to be it's inevitable. You're always going to go outside the lines or something's going to happen. So, if that's like a good base. Again, I never want to mix with my brush, so in this case, I'm working in such small amounts. A toothpick works. You also could use like a wooden popsicle stick, something else. So the purple's pretty dark, so this is where I think I ended up, if I'm remembering right, I ended up doing it in a bottle, because the more I mix, the more the white mixes in. And I can see it lightening. Time for the final coat, but I think I'm definitely gonna need to mix color, like, because it's not quite lavender and it's not quite violet. So I'm gonna have to mix it in here. So this will be fine for the base, but then I'll mix it in here and then I can pour it and use amounts so it stays consistent. So that's what I will do. Because I hear that this is a little bit more of a going on, so that's cool. Yeah, so it's a little bit more of a lavender. So I think that will be good for the very first that will be good for the very first coat. Okay. Let's get started. And do I have another towel in here? Okay. Get started. Remember, I was going to, I almost forgot, I was going to use the heat gun to really kind of help seal the vinyl down, since it's a little bit more delicate and I feel a bit more under, so forgot about that. Plug in my heat gun. Let me do that, and then I'm just going to use the lid of my water jar to cover over, because I don't want my heat while I do all this. So I'm just going to in it and then press it down. That's working really nice, actually. These online blogs and forums. Yeah, because this there's just a lot more. And the smaller the stencil, the more fine the detail becomes. And so I was finding that because of that, and the sections that it's wrapping around, it is. And I was just worried that, like, oh man, I felt like on me. If this works well and it really stops the overbleed, then that's just going to mean, or the underbleed, that's just going to mean there's going to be a lot less cleanup work. which is going to be fun. If that's actually the case. This leather is really nice, so it feels like this is, it really feels like it's cleaning up. Hopefully it up. Okay. All right. Get that first coat on. Okay. It always feels like if I'm gonna get bleed, it's gonna happen on this first coat. And I remember it was working well to dry brush a little. Pretty a difference. Less coats later on. So, go. This one looks like there's a lot to do, but there's actually not, because it's happening on black Nike swoosh, which I am not painting. That is staying black. Using that the vinyl, it is stuck much better, and I feel this was a good step because I'm feeling like it's staying and allowing me to kind of give my coats get a little bit faster because I'm not so worried about, oh, is it getting underneath? Fun little edge. less surface area to paint. And using that heat gun to put down, make that vinyl stick, it's definitely a good thing. Peel up it for success. But again, I think I concluded yesterday that one of the reasons why my paint lifted the first day is because I just didn't let the black paint dry, you know? Like, I did the black paint and stencils on right away, and I really need to let things dry for a whole day, or at least a few hours before attempt to do, especially when it comes to adding the vinyl. Yesterday, I didn't have any lifting of the paint issue at all. Stitching on the back here. I mean, I love the detail of the stitching, but it's definitely the paint. And then here I have now I'm going to need my smaller filbert. Because Nike stitching that I want to keep black, so I don't know exactly what color do it. I don't know what color I'm going to paint that yet. I'm just getting a little line there on that leather. I got the swoosh coming. Don't paint on the swoosh, Erin. This is a fun little step with all 3 layers of leather meet here. So you know, details. With the decal, I think it looks so cool. All right, we got another part with the swoosh. What's great about this is that whole area that I messed up day 1, it's just getting some fresh paint, a lot less touch-up work. Woohoo! Fresh paint. Okay. This little section right here, oh, that's on the swoosh, so I don't even need to worry about that. I need to cover it with vinyl, but that is on the swoosh, and I am not painting the swoosh. And again, there's a decent amount of 3 different levels of leather overlapping up here. Levels of leather. That feels like a really good music warm-up. Like you warm up with the red leather, yellow leather to like open it up. 3 layers of leather. That's a good for anybody acting or singing or getting ready to speak. Isn't it interesting how sometimes you learn something, if that you know it, but in brain remembers it? I think that's so cool. It makes me think about this habit of like writing everything down. I don't know when I got in that habit, but thinking like, oh, if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget it, and I have to keep notebooks like of all these processes or whatever. So when that kind of started. After college, like certain classes, you know, you just get rid of it. Like, how long am I gonna hold on to this paper or this book from this course that, you know, I learned it, I just need to let it go. But that mentality kind of started to change for me. I read Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and there's many things in that book I think that's very applicable. You know, I'd already kind of gone through I actually read it after I went through the process for the first time, and yesterday I was talking about just like my relationship with stuff and the moving process and kind of what that felt like and how I kind of thought through that. Then I eventually read the book second time I read it, and so you know, the information felt different. It the second time around, because I'd already grown in certain areas. And then the second time around, the section that really stood out to me was the section on paperwork. In it, something I keep coming back to, she talks about, okay, let's say you take a course, and if you write everything down, she's, you know, kind of comment was, why do you need to keep notebooks of the course material? She's like, because she's like, either you know it or you don't know it. And if you know it, it's in your head and you can draw on it. If you don't know it, the course again until it's in your head, rather than constantly thinking, oh, I'm going to go back and like reference and read those notes. Back with me. You know, there's so much that automatically remember, but we don't give ourselves that credit. Like we learned it. It's in our brain. It doesn't sit at the front all the time. As like a singing technique and a warm-up technique, I haven't used that in forever. I mean, when's the last time I sang on stage? It's been a really long time, over 20 years. Over 20 years since I've done that. I don't know, super fascinating. So, I don't know, my relationship with paper, I really like writing stuff out because I think there's a lot of power thinking about something and writing it and it making it stick, but I don't feel the need to keep it anymore. And so something I've been trying lately is just like in the morning. And again, I got this technique, for Leo, I absolutely love her, sharing how one of does to hone her writing skills, and that many writers do. Sit down and you just start writing, and the intention is not to save what you're writing. It's just to get in the practice of letting words come out and getting them down on a page, and then you discard it. And so I've started to do the same thing. Like when I journal, I have a journal that I sketch in, and I actually, if it's something that I really want to go back and reference, that it's in my mind, but there's like certain things I will put into my journal. Otherwise, my journal, for sketching and more solidified thoughts or things that I want to remember regarding my own growth. But every morning, sometimes I just need to get the thoughts out of my head. And so I write, I don't know, I set a timer and I write, and then I get it all out. I know that it's done up here rather than having a whole bunch of, I just get rid of the piece of paper. And it's been a very interesting process. It's been very freeing, and I feel like it's me stay focused a little bit more, and not be so managed by the paper, but instead manage the things rather than them kind of managing me. It's been interesting. I think sometimes, like our relationship to stuff is not just physical stuff, but it's also our own stuff that we create and letting go of. I remember after college, like up until college, which I definitely would hold on to like a lot of art supplies, like, oh, but what if I use this again? Or, I don't want to get rid of this, like, this twig, I really like the way that it looks and I want to hold on to it for the project. But at some point I start learning to let go of things, and just being like, you know what, I'm not going to have that mindset of I'm never going to find another stick this way. That's a weird example, but that did happen to me. Instead, just like let it go and be like, nah, if I ever want to come back to this idea or this project, I find a material at the time that works for that time and place. I don't know. If any of that makes sense. Now, see, I'm more talkative when repetitive motion instead of having to think about placement. That was just some heavy, that was just a little bit more heavy brain work. I was thinking about placement of all these stencils of like what's going to look good and what's going to look balanced, and not really something I do. If you're driving, if you're on a way, carry a conversation. But if I'm driving some mountain roads, shifting and, having some fun, be talking a lot. I'm going to be very focused on what I'm doing because it just requires more whoa. feel like this is going much faster. Yeah. Okay. Oh, one is on. Base coat is on. So, I talked about probably just add more purple to this. Is that what I want to do though? No, I said I was going to properly mix it. And started with purple and I added just a little bit of white to it. That way. It's going to be enough purple for Jews. That looks like a good amount, and then I'm gonna shake this, and then I think just I'm gonna add a drop. Because also too, I need this color. I'm gonna do anything on the tongue or anything like that. So that's probably not enough. Maybe just one more drop. Okay. 2 drops of that. And now I'm gonna shake this. That's to get mixed up really well. It looks like the same color, so I need to add better. So it's now coated a bunch, so I'm going to add, so I don't run out, and then more yellow or more white. There might be a more efficient way to mix colors, but I either didn't pay attention during that section or I was never taught it. few painting classes in college because it's mandatory. Don't remember everything since I work so three-dimensional. I definitely use my color theory classes though. Now I understand like why it's is and places, not home, like home improvement places. They have those paint shakers. When you mix, you want it really good. So this feels a little bit lighter, and I'm liking this color a lot. guess I'm trying to remember. So I think I don't have a palette brush. I typically would want that. I think what I can do is just use my brush to scoop a lot of this out, because otherwise it's just like all this dry so much. Okay, and let's seal that up. I want to get the paint out of the base of my paintbrush, because that, it sticks there. That's when it just starts to drop too. I'm working. Okay. I have another jar. This is like at base. A small spoon, maybe. I'm just gonna transfer this paint so it doesn't dry out into this jar. That way I can work out of it as just like a base lavender. Not worth saving, but I feel like that's all the paint I used in the first place, so just save it. I feel like if I was in a more permanent location, then I probably wouldn't be so frugal with the paint. But because I am, it's like, okay, you know, I just don't want to run out, so. I'm going to, before I do that, with the heat gun. Yeah, I like this purple color. It's almost identical to the stencil, so that's more difficult to see. Note to self, completely different colored stencil than the paint color you're using. Wow, I can barely see that line, honey. like my hair gets really flat. Anybody who has curly hair understands. You go on a zhuzh every so often. And then I think zhuzh is the technical term, yes. And it has that stitching. Small brush. In one, 3 layers of leather. Because I'm painting purple over a purple stencil and it's a very similar color, I almost am like, don't know where the lines start and stop. Ross was like first artist to understand live, like no edits. I loved watching him. Who doesn't love watching him and all of his reruns? Not the first drawing program or program that I watched. I don't know, out there. Don't know if it was on PBS, but Mark. Anybody else watched Captain Mark? That is the first program. Captain Mark. Guy who wore a spacesuit, and he taught how to draw like very geometrical things, and they draw these super complicated like space scenes. I remember my brother and we would just watch him, and I don't know, that's just like my first memory. And to this day, I think it had a huge influence on me in terms of just like the style in which way in which I think it probably sparked some of my space and exploration and other, whether it be the underwater world or, you know, the air, or places that I can't and I can't explore without technology, you know, swim, but I can't go deep diving or snorkeling without some kind of technology helping me out. Haven't evolved to have gills. Not Waterworld over here. Cool concept though. Okay. Captain Mark. Ugh. Mark. They probably with like a PBS or something like that. Ooh. Ooh. Then there was like this cool puppet that would come out and be like, just like that too. Didn't really talk. Crossing, where I don't know if you play Animal Crossing and they talk and they're like, they're not actually talking, but they're making noises that sound words. And as this settles, I'm seeing more and more paint in there, so we have enough. Yeah, I think I definitely was influenced by a lot of space programs going up. Watching Star Trek with my dad. And Next Generation. I remember both of them, like he would come home from work. I remember we would sit on the couch together and I would like cuddle to him and we would watch it together. Yeah, I totally have fond memories of that. Started watching Star Trek way before Star Wars or anything like that. I didn't actually watch Star Wars until the re-release in like the I think when they did the re-release and Lucas changed some of the graphics. That was pointing to me. Especially the cutting out of the evil at the end. How they changed the ending of Return of the Jedi. But yeah, I remember I used to watch Star Trek all the time with my dad. And I remember we would Generation, Space Nine, then I kind of lost interest in Deep Space Nine, but then when Voyager came back on, that one as well. But by then, I was already in college at that that one on my own. I do have debates though with some friends of like Star Trek. I think it just depends on which one I kind of grew up on. I kind of grew up on both, so I have an affinity for both. They mean different things to me. But I guess at this point in time, if I had to pick Star Trek, because for me, Star Wars, I don't know. With the last trilogy, I'm just not the biggest fan of the direction it went, so it's just kind of a loss for me. Okay. On. The purple feels a little bit more streaky than the green ever did. It's kind of interesting. Three on. Let's get coat 3 and let's see where we're at after that. Starting to no longer be able to see the stencil line. This color is a very close match. It's kind of funny, actually. I feel like I can't see the guidelines. Easier on the pink, obviously. Maybe I can just speak in complete quotes today, obviously. Professor Snape. The third coat's going on pretty even and pretty thick. It's definitely evening out what looked like strokes. Alliteration going on today. Streaky strokes. Layers of leather. So I think these shoes are definitely gonna bleed into next week for completing. I don't think, no way getting finished today. We'll get this set of stencils done, and I'll remove the stencils, and then that'll probably be it for today. I've been doing a lot of is I have been playing Animal Crossing. Speaking of Star Wars, game. Really relaxing. It's kind of how I just zone out and relax in the evening, on the weekends. Something I am taking on project-wise and kind of creating on there is I have given myself the challenge to do a completely themed island, and so the island is called Mandalore. I am Mandalore and all the places in the Mandalorian. So it's been kind of a cool project. I probably will stream it at some point in time. Sometimes I just want to chill out. Actual, I don't know, curated video on it rather than stream it. Chill. I don't know, I can't scream. Unless I decide to do that. I don't know. I'll see. Yeah, I will put I have a separate Instagram for that. So I will put that link in if, you know, you're an Animal Crosser yourself and you want to go to the island. Kind of cool to kind of like give myself that constraint to make. And I'm so inspired by like everybody who plays and like all these super cool themed islands. Ugh, like it. This is what I mean when I make stuff. Sneakers or photos. Lots of things. And I consider it a thing. Hopefully I say this name right. Aksu. Hopefully, let me know if I said that right. Hi, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you being here. You said you're an artist. What kind of art do you make? I'd love to know. I'm having a bit of a lull day today. I'm not as talkative. So, but if you have questions you have for me. So this is just like a fun side project for myself. Has been custom designed these sneakers. And so here's the type. So, but I don't really like wearing highs. So I am in the process of custom painting some logos. So that way, have kind of a fun. So it's based on HKS livery. Hey Austin, welcome. Thanks for joining again today. I always appreciate you being here. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited about this project. Some of the other type of artwork that I do is I do mostly work in photography. So I do portrait photography and composite photography. And so that's a new series of artwork. I've been doing a lot of self-portraits in combination with personal series of artwork that I'm working on. That's something else I will be streaming as I work on that. Next thing I'm going to stream once these shoes are done is going to be a photo shoot of concept piece that I want to be shooting. So that'll be kind of fun. I find for myself that, sometimes as an artist, it's just, I have a hard time showing up and like actually focusing and working for myself. So that's why I started streaming, because it gives me a commitment to show up and to give myself the space to just sit down and create, because so often I don't do that. So that's why I started this stream and started this channel. So welcome. It inspires maybe you to do the same. If you want to work alongside of me, I would love that. I'd love to know what you're working on, and also just what kind of artwork. Also, where are you from? Where are you joining from? Both Austin and Akshu. Is it Akshu Row? Let me know if I'm saying that right. Akshu Row. But I'd love to also know where you're joining from. I know streaming on YouTube kind of hasn't like blown up yet, and it's not. Also, you do like kind of, you do kind of like my stream. If you kind of want to make as I make, I'll be here 3 days a week. Please feel free to subscribe, just because then at least you get the notification of going live. You try to post at least the week in advance of when I'll be streaming, but it'll be for the next month and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, starting around 1, and that is Asian time for world clockwise. On the toe for the third coat, and then I can kind of take a look to see what it's looking like. See if we need a fourth. Third coat is on. Woohoo! I think it's really interesting, like there's so many amazing creatives out there, so many amazing artists and creatives, and I love watching everybody's videos of tutorials on how to do stuff. Often I feel that, it's an edited version, you don't get to see the thing. So anyway, when I started this stream, day 4, I'm 11 hours in, I've been streaming for about 3 hours here, so 11 plus, that's 14. Yes, I can do math, but I do. I'm 14 hours in this pair of custom And today I'm finishing up the first round of purple. So I'm gonna see if I need a fourth coat. If I need a fourth coat, I will do that today and then remove the stencils. And then probably the second round of purple stencils. Then the magenta kind of strips on week, as well as do all the touch-up work and finish. So definitely the finish. So it looks like it might actually be a total of 2, potentially, for me to the entire pair of shoes. This is probably the most complicated custom that I've done, design. But it looks killer, I think. Thanks, Austin. Appreciate that. I think it looks pretty great too. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to, especially like taking the stencils off, because there's so much negative space under and it looks so right now. It just looks like child like globbed paint on there with all the stencils. Like that South Beach, Miami vibe. Hence the perfect name of the green is a South Beach. But I think that's what has so much too, because it does vibe to it. It's pretty great. Pink on there, it definitely feels Miami. Okay. So I'm just kind of inspecting to see. Yeah, I'm gonna need a fourth coat of the purple. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, get it focused, but it's kind of hard to see with the reflection of the light, but it is a little bit streaky, and it does, I think it needs a coat on the, I'm gonna do that today. Start on the nail. I don't think I'm gonna need that much of the paint. I'm gonna put some back in here just to save. I don't have to remix any. Yeah, these stencils make it go so much faster. And every coat just seems to go faster because the paint goes on smoother. It goes on smoother each time. Plus, I know exactly where I need to put the paint. Like the same color, it really is hard to see. Yeah, today's just kind of a chill day. Chill day working. Kind of fun to take a break and like make a fun project for yourself with nothing other than the joy of making something cool. I feel the same about like home DIY projects. It feels so satisfying. In fact, I was watching the gal who makes bots. What's her name? Say her last name wrong. But yeah, I'll put her link here on the playback. But she I've been working on. It's not that interesting. But at the same time, she was saying like how satisfying it is to have like, just made herself her own projects around the house that function for her. And I totally agree. I think it's amazing for yourself that you're going to having something you made that functions just how you want it to. So cool. Yeah, I like her channel too. Yeah, this fourth coat is definitely helping out. It's gonna look good. Almost there. Almost like the stencils make it too easy. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna jinx myself if I say that. It definitely does help though. It kind of flabbergasted me that the first time I made it, I really did trace and do everything. But you just have to go slower, right? Like once you your line, it's fine. You know what you're doing. It's just everything is slow because going like outside that line. Stencil, much easier. Ooh, almost done with the fourth coat. I didn't feel like using a toothpick to make sure that purple wasn't sitting in the toe box hole. Yeah. I feel like the toe here is the streakiest because it's like the tightest bit of leather. I don't know why that happens. I might actually just one more on that toe. Man, everything else is looking really good. So I'm gonna dry it and take a look, but hopefully that's it. And we can peel off all this vinyl. It'll be super fun. So it doesn't dry out with the heat gun. take a look. Oh. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good. I need a little bit on the toe box. The rest of these, I'm just doing it over here because the light is a little reflective. So I'm just trying to see it without light. I think the rest of it is looking pretty solid. It's just here in the toe box that I think needs a little bit extra. So I'm gonna paint that. I think this one's gonna be okay. Yeah, just that toe box, because that is something people are it's definitely gonna show as I wear them. So. Okay. That's it. That's it, y'all. So, I'm gonna save anything that's really liquidy, since I have stuff to work on next week with this sand color, and I'll have the right shoe to do well. So this is the purple that has been mixed white, so different on each shoe because that would look kind of weird. So I mixed up enough ahead of time, and then I'm just gonna get, while this is kind of drying, I'm just gonna get a little bit of my on my brushes. Like I keep saying, this is my absolute favorite brush cleaner. Absolute favorite brush cleaner. It lasts for forever, and I just find that it works really well, and it also conditions. So, yeah. It's a little filbert, but let's get some goo on. Do number 2 round. So, I did not using that. Okay. Right. I'm gonna heat gun this. That last coat. And then I'm just gonna put some of the paints away. Wow. Clean up. I'm gonna move these guys out of. We gotta get ready to take off the decals. No. Okay. Are we ready? I know I should always wait, but I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm like a kid. I want to see the results of my work today. The vinyl as I off. So I'm gonna again, like it worked really well. I have my X-Acto get underneath, and then think the rest of this is where I started. So this one is gonna be the most dry because this is where I kept starting. So let's go ahead and give some heat and then take these guys off. Woo! This is looking really clean. That looks really clean. Oh, I need to get something to stick this on. I've got the blotter. The blotter paper towel to stick all the stent. Okay. Look how clean that looks. That looks really good. That is a very clean style. Yeah, that looks good. That's gonna require, but overall, that looks good. I think what it is that like there's the light underneath, and so it had a little bit of bleed, but it's okay. It looks. You know what? I can tell that my camera battery is very low and I don't want it to shut off. So I'm gonna take a quick break, switch out that battery, and then I will be right back to finish doing all the peel off. So let me just do that real quick. Oh, okay. Okay, so thank you so much for that patience. I have a new battery in, so it's not gonna die, so this up. Oh man, good. I'm getting a little bit of stickiness, but that's okay. I can use the electrical tape that I use to tape the base. To de-stick, to de-stickify. What do you call that? I like de-stickify. Cool. Yeah. It definitely like makes a big difference when you don't have the huge stencils around it of like what's going on. So I think I made the right call with like, okay, let me stop with the stencils here. And then I can go back with another round of stencils next week. Same thing that I did on the green, right? If not using the heat gun, just more stick today, but that's okay. I'm not getting, at least nothing is peeling up. Like there's no paint peeling up. I probably could wait a little bit longer before peeling up these stencils, but I don't feel like it. There's gonna be some cleanup work. But overall, I feel like this is looking pretty sweet. I like that. So this one is to be expected. It has, but it's on stitching, right? So there's a ton of stitching back here. So that totally makes sense as to why it bled. And just no way to get the vinyl to go into all those crevices. So that's not going to be difficult though, because I have to touch up with black. So I think that's also something that makes a difference in terms of like doing, like how complicated is the design, because I think this was really complicated, and then I had to do white to cover over, and like it was a white base or color, and then it had bleed. that probably would make it where like then I'd have to do all kinds of coats of the white to cover over the dark. But in this case, it's going to be really easy cleanup because the base. I do think that's something to consider if you're doing a custom or anything like that regarding shoes when it comes to and how you go about designing. But like if your design is really just stencils on like the very easy flat parts of the shoe, then having a dark color over a light is good because I don't have that much bleed because it just makes for a very stencil when it's on a this one, right? Like that one is very clean. That's not going to have really any cleanup work. But it's on a flat bit. This one is difficult because it's smaller stencils and it has that really, really fine point on the HKS. I am like little touch up to make that a really sharp point because I think it's a very detailed stencil, and when the smaller it gets, the easier it is to lose that detail. So I gotta start from here. Ooh, that looks pretty clean. Yeah, those are looking very clean. I like it. Yeah, it's looking good. And I think my placement's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the placement that I put on in terms of where everything is placed. The purple with the green. Yeah, I mean, it's a complicated design, but and there's a lot. This is where it was going over. 3 layers of leather, tongue twister. So like the stencil itself held up well. Probably in my zealousness to pull the stencils off, you know, the edges are kind of still a little plasticky, but it looks good. In the home stretch here, yeah, all the thing that I'm getting that's kind of bleeding is because I'm on like, you know, it's on stitching, right? So yeah, that's a little bit, gonna be a little bit of cleanup, but it's okay, like that. And work with that. I think I'm just so happy because looks real good. What's also cool is I will remember, like when I go in with a fine paintbrush and I fill this up, the lines are gonna pop so good. For that, I remember like, oh, it's not gonna look great, but when I went in and I just did like the touch on this shoe, it really popped. So pretty happy. Can you tell? I'm pretty happy. It's always nice when like whatever you're working on works out instead of being like, no! Have a huge crash because something will go wrong and be like, whoa! It'll happen. I think there's just that creative process. I think it's knowing yourself, right? Like knowing your skill set processes. For example, when I did portrait photography and I was running my own studio, I would have like, I would always go through the same bell curve. And even to this day, like I go through almost the same bell curve when it comes to my creativity. And what I mean by that is like, you know, if I'm gonna go take portraits and I'm in the moment and I'm shooting and it's like, I know I have the shot. I know I have nailed it. I know I have exactly what I wanted to achieve, right? Like I have this high bell curve. Then I go to start editing, right? And then as I start and I see all the photos, because I have so many photos to look at sometimes, all of a sudden it starts to go down and I'm like, no, first, I don't know what I'm doing. Get the shot. I get really down on myself when I'm at that very bottom of the curve. Then I start to like edit down, pull the best of, and then I take from all the photos, maybe I have like the top 5 and it's just like, all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I got it. It's awesome. So, it's like, but it's the same bell curve. And for a long time, like that down and that hitting that bottom would make it so I would want to avoid actually going through and culling and working on the photos because I didn't like that feeling. But as soon as I realized that like I go through this natural bell curve, I have to push through and like I know that's coming. I I'm aware, okay, I'm gonna not feel good about myself. I'm gonna feel like I'm not good, I'm not talented, I didn't get the shot, I let my client down. But then I got it. And of course, like 99% of my clients have been always really happy with the photos, just like when I get back from a trip, say 99% happy with all the photos that I captured. But I just think that's really interesting. It really goes to like, no person is going to be unique. Like that's what happens to me internally as I create. Something different might happen for you. Being aware of it, I think, step to not letting it affect you and not making it so you give up, right? Because we all have it. Like I feel like every single creative that I ever talked to has some kind of cycle like this that they've had to learn about themselves and go through. That's mine. These two are stuck together, so I'm going to hit this one. Yeah, those look really clean. Those look good. This white was already there from I was taping up and I didn't let the black dry. So I already knew that was there, but I'm thinking, I cannot wait to wear these. So cool. Oh, so good. Excuse me a moment while I drool over the shoes that I'm making. Again, this is just like so many times with art that you just don't know what it's going to look like until you kind of are at that stage, and then you're like, yeah, and you get so happy. But if it doesn't work out, then you kind of just have to adjust and make the most of it. Then turn into happy accidents, right? Satisfying when things work out, but when they don't work out, you just have to turn that into, well, happy accidents. How can I make this work? The most of this. That happens a lot too. I think that's life. Okay, you just gotta be flexible no matter what. Constantly adjust your expectation. At least that's what I've discovered. To really learn to let go. I used to be very controlling. I mean, I still am, but maybe in a different way. Like I've learned to harness the control. Is wanting to control everything. I'm really practicing and learning just to like surrender the outcomes. It's something I'm actively working on, and it's making a huge difference. Right, look at that toe. It's cool. I probably now this really helps me see what's going on, so I might end up adding something different. But I feel like between these two toes, stuff going on. Tight versus the current. You also can see like prototype. Gosh, the leather is like has a lot more of that I'm liking this so much. It looks good. It for today. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, that's it for today. So thank you so much for joining. We have the prototype, have the shoes that I'm working on. So this is maybe 15 hours in now. So I will be back next week with day 5, 6, and 7 because I definitely will not be finishing these anytime soon. It's definitely probably going to be about another week. So I'll be back on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, streaming at around 1:30 start time for Asia time. So whatever your clock is, I'm not sure how YouTube does it, but I will put it in my schedule. Are subscribed, you should get notified. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I just really enjoy creating, and thanks for journeying with me and sharing this space with me. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Okay. Thank you so much. And I probably queued up, but thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.